Hey everyone, this is Chase of Rocky Mountain ATVMC, and today I've got the Pod K8 2.0 and the Asterisk Carbon Cell 1, and today we're putting these head to head. All right everyone, thank you for checking in. So you're knee brace shopping. You've decided to make that investment. You're looking at the Pod K8 2.0 and the Asterisk Carbon Cell 1. These are two super high quality knee braces, two of the best that we offer. But you're probably wondering, well, which one is best for me? Which one fits a little bit different? Which one's better in a different category? So today we're gonna help you out. I'm gonna put these head to head. We're gonna talk about fit, the construction, durability, protection for your knee, all the major categories to help you decide which one might be best for you. I've ridden in both of these. The good news is I love both of them, but I'm gonna give you some of my personal feedback as well, just to help make that decision a little bit easier. And if you've ridden in one of these, we would love to hear your feedback, so make sure to leave your comments below as we go through and we talk about these. But let's dive in and just talk about these, start comparing them. So first of all, pricing. A little bit of a difference here right now. The pods retail at $800. And the Carbon Cell 1s actually started out at about $800 retail when they first came out, but they did drop the price about 40 bucks. So as of this video, these are about $40 cheaper. So they might go up from there, or they might just keep it at that price point. We'll see. As far as fitment goes, this is very important with any knee brace. You always want to make sure that you look at the sizing guide specific to that brace, because not all of them will have you measure the exact same. So look at the sizing guide, take the measurement that they ask you to take. That will help you know what size you're going to need. Like I said, I wrote in both of these according to the sizing guide. They were spot on for me, but we do have a fit guarantee. So if you buy a knee brace, if you're not happy with how it fits, you can send it back in brand new unused condition, and you can exchange it for a different size in the same brace or a completely different brace, just to make sure you get the size and the fit that you are looking for. Now, a couple other things about fitment that I think are important between these two that I want to point out real quick. Very common question that I get for knee braces is, how thin are they? Are they low profile? And that is one thing that for me is important, just because I have a big calf circumference, about 16.5 inches. So with the pods, when I rode in these, just looking at these two side by side, it's a difference. You can see right away that the Carbon Cell 1 is more low profile. And that is one aspect about this brace that I've been really happy with. When you have a 16-inch plus calf circumference, if you have a knee brace that's too bulky, it gets a little bit hard to buckle up your boots sometimes, and that is one thing that I struggle with a little bit with the pod. But if you have a narrower calf, these are both going to be just fine. But the Carbon Cell 1 is going to be a little bit more low profile. Also, when you just look at the height of the two, you see that the Carbon Cell 1 is going to be a little bit shorter. These are both in a size medium. So the Carbon Cell 1 a little bit shorter for taller riders might not make a difference. For me, being about 5'7", I did like having a little bit shorter knee brace just so it doesn't feel as big when I have it on. But one other thing about fit that I want to point out that I like about the pods is, like I said, both of these are really comfortable braces. However, there's 4 sizes in each. With the Carbon Cell 1, you don't get any additional padding to go around the knee area to fine tune the fitment. That is one thing I wish they would do. For me, I got them out of the box, they were great. I know for some riders that might not be the case. With the pods, what they actually do is include this set of shims that you can put on the inside of the knee to fine tune that fitment, because when you put a brace on, you want to have contact on both sides of the knee. You don't want to have a lot of play inside there. So I like that they do give you these extra shims to help fine tune that fit as much as possible. All right, construction. Like I said, both of these are very high quality. They're both carbon fiber frames. They're both very, very strong. What's nice too is that you do get a 5-year warranty with the Pod K8s, and you get a 3-year warranty with the Asterisk. So good warranty on both of these braces. As far as the weight goes, that's another difference worth mentioning. With the Pod K8, you're gonna be about 1 pound 8 ounces per brace in a size medium. The Carbon Cell 1, you're 1 pound 2 ounces. So these are pretty dang lightweight. But another difference I want to point out is with the Pod K8 2.0, what I do like about these is the chassis, the main portion is going to be that carbon fiber, high quality, but at the bottom, you can see these cuffs actually have a lot of give to them. And what I like about that is when you put the brace on, you cinch down these straps, it just helps that cuff conform to the shape of the leg a little bit better. Same's going to go for the upper part of the cuff as well. It just does have a little bit of give to help fit your leg. With the Carbon Cell 1, this thing's super rigid, it's pure carbon fiber top and bottom, so you're not gonna get that ability to help these bend a little bit. So that is one difference I noticed, but talking to the guys at Asterisk, and they're not going to really advertise this on the product page, but they did say that if you get one of these, you can send these back to them, and they can actually heat these up, and they can change, they can open up or close the cuffs just a little bit if you want to get a little bit better fine-tuned fitment. So just keep that in mind. You can call them and ask them to do that if you do want to. All right, let's talk about the kneecap design real quick. So both of these offer full coverage for the kneecap. So you can see how the Pod K8 2.0 works. So it's a two-piece design. And what's nice about the K8 2.0, and this is going to be very specific to the rider, is that these two pieces are removable. So if you're doing a sport where you're not going to need that knee cup protection, you can take it off and then just put it back on. It's easy to take off and on. So that is an option with the K8 2.0. Now with the the Carbon Cell 1, I will admit it's not my favorite kneecap design just because this centerpiece right here just seems a little bit flimsy to me. And in my opinion, when you're paying close to $800 for a knee brace, I just expect it to be a little bit more sleek. But here's the deal. When I have both of these knee braces on and I'm riding and they're underneath my pants, I forget about it. It's not a deal breaker to me whatsoever. It hasn't affected me. So even though, yeah, you got a little bit of play there, I do not notice that whatsoever when I'm actually riding the motorcycle. Just keep that in mind. Now, one other thing I do want to point out about the pods that's pretty unique is that these are certified as a medical device. The billing code is right on the box. So if you're looking at these, it is worth a try to call your insurance and talk to them, see if your insurance will help you cover a set of knee braces. In fact, I was reading a rider review just today on these, and a rider explained how he contacted his insurance, and they help cover almost the entire cost of a set of pods for him because they are a medical device, which is pretty dang cool. All right, Hinge Design. These were both meant to do the same thing, but in very different ways. Starting with the Carbon Cell 1. So Asterisk has been in the game a very long time. In fact, the guys that designed the Asterisk knee braces now are who actually got in the game with CTI knee braces many years ago. A lot of people know CTI knee braces because they make custom knee braces for riders, which are great, but they're super expensive. So these guys have been doing this for a long time. They know what they're doing. So they use their asymmetry glide hinge. So as this knee brace bends, you can see how this hinge does not just pivot at a single point, it actually glides back and forth. And the purpose for that is you're just trying to mimic the natural motion of the rider's knee and keep the brace in the best location possible where you're going to get the most support and the most protection possible. With the K4 or the K8 2.0, a little bit different. They actually use their true motion hinge system. So inside this hinge right here, you actually have a synthetic fiber. It's called Vectran, and they say it's actually about 5 times stronger than steel. And the purpose behind that synthetic fiber is it's supposed to mimic the actual tendons and ligaments that you have in your knee. And same purpose, you're trying to get that knee brace as it bends to actually glide and help just mimic the natural motion and the shape of the rider's knee. So they're trying to accomplish the same thing, but in very different ways. Now, one thing that is unique about that synthetic ligament with the pods is that it is rebuildable. In fact, over time, it does wear down, so they expect you to replace that. So you can actually just get that on our website. You can buy a repair kit, and then you can just do it right from your own home, which is nice. One other thing that I want to point out that for me is not a deal breaker, but might be worth mentioning, is that with the pods, when you bend this, it has a little bit of spring to it to get it to return back to straight up and down. With the Carbon Cell 1, you don't really have that. I mean, once you bend it, it's going to stay bent. For me, like I said, when I'm riding with both these under the pants, it's not something that I notice at all, but it is one difference that we do notice having these both on the table. Now, one other thing with the hinges on both of these is that they do both have extension stops. So with the Carbon Cell 1, it's kind of what you're used to. You have inserts that go in the hinge and you'll just lock the knee brace out before it gets to zero. Something unique that Pod does differently is they actually include this insert right here that's easy to install. It literally just drops into the hinge. And this is more of a progressive system. So rather than just stopping when it gets to a certain point, it'll start to slow down the movement of the knee brace and give a progressive dampening and then lock it out before it gets to true zero. So I like this system a little bit more just because as far as ease of use, easier to drop this into the actual pivot point versus with the shims on the Carbon Cell 1. It's going to be a little bit more involved where you got to take some stuff apart to drop those in there. So a little bit different system how they utilize that. Last system we'll talk about is just the padding and the straps. So both these have a 4-strap design. They're about the same thickness. If I'm going to give the win to one of these, I'm going to go with the Pod K8 2.0 just because if you look at these side by side, it might be a little bit difficult to tell, but when you feel the difference between the padding on both of these The pods just feel like they have a higher quality foam. Just feels to me like it's gonna last a little bit longer. The foam on the Carbon Cell 1 isn't terrible, but it has kind of like not a fleece feel to it, but just doesn't feel as nice as the pod's gonna come. And also, I've put in a lot of hours on both these. As far as durability goes, they're both great. To be honest with you, I've had no issues with the straps, no issues with the foam. The durability has been excellent. Like I said, you can send your Asterisk into those guys and they will refurbish it for you if something is wearing out. Same goes for the pods. But for me, durability is good, but if I had to give the win to one as far as padding goes, it's gonna go to the pods. Now the last thing I do wanna cover with these, that is unique to the Carbon Cell 1, is we talked about the hinge design, but what you're gonna see on this brace is right down here at the bottom, you have this rivet. So Asterisk has been doing this for a lot of years. They include an anti-rotation tether, which you install, so it does require you actually installing this onto your boot. We have a how-to video that shows you step-by-step how to do that, so give that a watch. But basically what this tether does is that it links the knee brace to the rider's boot. And the purpose that they do that is that a lot of knee injuries come from a twisting movement. And when you connect your knee brace to the boot, what you're in theory doing is that if your ankle or your boot gets caught in a rut or you dab your leg, rather than your leg just twisting inside the knee brace, now everything's connected so the knee brace will rotate with the boot. And if you look at your knee, it obviously is not designed to twist in and out, but your hip joint is. So if you can kind of help get some of those forces going up the leg, you can help reduce some of those twisting forces. So that is unique to the Carbon Cell 1. And again, that tether will come included. And that's it. That is the Podkate 2.0 and the Asterisk Carbon Cell 1. Now, if I had to choose one of these to be my knee brace, I'm gonna go with the Carbon Cell 1 just for a couple reasons. I just like how low profile it is. It makes it a little bit easier for me getting my boots on with larger calves. But again, if you have skinnier calves, probably not a big deal. I do like that this one's a little bit lighter and shorter. Just being at my height, just doesn't feel as big. But aside from that, comfort, protection, durability, honestly, I think these things are really neck and neck. That's my thoughts. What do you guys think? Leave your questions, your comments below. And to grab one of these today and to see all the other great knee braces that we offer, you can click on the link or head over to RockyMountainATVMC.com. Don't forget too that we have product spotlights on these. So if you want to learn all the ins and outs, make sure to go give those a watch. Orders over $75 ship free. If you like this video, we have other verses on other top quality knee braces. So get subscribed and hit that notification bell and stay up to date. I'm Chase, and we'll see you on the trails.